Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Łukasz Łokieć, and I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you for making the decision to learn something that can possibly help you create the life that you desire. So, we're going to be getting started. Tonight, you're about to discover the 16 key qualities of a pro and how you can start living by them right now. And also, the first step you absolutely must take so you can become a pro and live the life of your choice. But before we get started, let me share with you a little bit about who I am, where I come from, and the vision of where I'm going. You see, I've pretty much always, ever since I was a kid, I've always had big dreams. I've always believed that there's got to be something more to life than just the everyday normal existence that I've seen everybody around me live. I've always wanted to believe that something greater was possible. But I've had a lot of internal conflicts, limiting beliefs, and as I was approaching the end of my secondary school education, by the way, right now I'm 19 years old, so hey, anybody can do this. And when I was 16, I got into personal development. I started listening to Tony Robbins, and I read Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich, and that was when everything started to change. And in the summer of 2013, I made a decision to invest in myself, to invest in my future and in my dreams. And I pulled out my credit card and bought a Tony Robbins course called The Ultimate Edge. And up until that moment in life, it it was probably the best decision I'd ever made, because there was one uh, particular uh, session in that course that was the goal setting workshop. And right at the start, Tony said that I want you to imagine that you're a little kid again, and that you just went to the mall and you're sitting on Santa's lap, and no matter what you ask for, you're going to get. So at that moment, I'd been dreaming for years about becoming a professional bodybuilder because I got inspired by my idol Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I was literally obsessed about that guy. So I said to myself, I want to meet Arnold. If I can get anything I want to meet Arnold. So I wrote it down that I'm gonna meet Arnold Schwarzenegger within 1 year, and I actually did it within 2 months. And here's how it happened. I I thought about how I could do it. I did not say I can't. I said, how can I? So an idea flashed to my mind that I should go to a competition that Arnold is organizing in Europe, because at the time I was living in Poland, and that competition was in Madrid, Spain. So I booked everything. I booked the tickets. I booked the plane. I booked the hotel, and I just went like a month or a month and a half later. And it was a crazy ride, a crazy story, which I don't really have time to get into right now. But eventually, I got to meet him. I shook his hand, and it was the greatest experience I'd ever had. And it was at that moment that I made a decision that I was going to follow my dreams no matter what. I made a decision that I'm going to make it happen no matter what. And I started to look for a way how I could live my dreams, how I could build my dreams full time without having to go to a job that I didn't really want to go to. Not that there's something particularly wrong with a job, other than the fact that studies show that 80% of Americans hate their jobs, and so it was not. Uh, how do I say this? It was not supportive of my vision. My vision was going right. Getting a job was going meant going left. So I was looking for a way how I could make it happen. And I did not say I can't. I said, how can I? And about 4 months later, I found a video on YouTube of a guy who was talking about why should you really be doing something that you hate doing? Why not do something you love? And this guy ended up introducing me to, because we connected, I joined his team, and he introduced me to two ex-homeless guys who were uh, who were really living the dream, who conquered the odds, who, despite their backgrounds, despite their past, created something great. They created a system and a community designed to help regular people just like you and me to live their dreams and be free. And I made a decision that it was my time. I made a decision to lock arms with their dreams and their vision because I saw people making it happen. And I said, and as I was looking at those people, I said to myself, "This is my time. I'm gonna make it happen. That's it. Period." And it's probably the second best decision I've ever made in my life. So, if you're not part of our community yet, if you're not part of my team yet, just get in. Just get in and see for yourself. So now that I've shared with you a little bit about me, let's jump into what I've prepared for you tonight. So we're going to be talking about how to become a professional in whatever it is that you are doing. So first, why do you want to master this information? Well, you want to be the best you can be at what you're doing, don't you? You're not satisfied with mediocrity. You want to live your dreams and be the person you've always wanted to be, don't you? And obviously, you don't become a pro and then start acting like one. You become a pro by acting like one. So it is essential that you know how to act. Well, first of all, professionals are always prepared, which means that you've got to do your homework. You've got to do everything you can to the best of your ability. You can leave no stone unturned. Every single detail matters. And let me just clarify that don't try to be perfect. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay because that is how we learn. But the more action you take, the more mistakes you'll make, and the more you will learn. And it is in the process of acting and learning at the same time that you will get to that point where you can pretty much handle anything. The second thing is that pros always know their job. You've got to know your duties better than anyone else. Nobody should have to hold your hand and tell you how to do your work. That is something you've got to know. The third thing is discipline. And to me, discipline means doing what you need to do when you need to do it. It means mastery over yourself, your feelings, your fears, and your desires. It means sacrifice, giving something up so you can gain something greater. It's not just people always say like, "Oh, you're so disciplined and you're not enjoying life at all." Look, now you're giving something, but you're giving it in exchange for something that's more important. The fourth thing is initiative. Look, if you're waiting for somebody to tell you exactly what to do, well, you're shit out of luck. And I like Dirty Harry, so I just said that. And nobody's going to give you initiative. You've got to take it. Initiative means doing what needs to be done without anyone telling you to do it. You see what needs to be done, and you just do it. The fifth thing is punctuality. When you make an appointment, you have an obligation to show up on time. You're not allowed to be a single minute late. Number 6 is that pros get paid. Look, money is a way of keeping scores. It's a representation of how much value you're bringing into the world. And of course, a pro makes a living doing what they've chosen to do. Number 7, professionals invest in themselves, in their dreams, their education. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, your education, your dreams, the reason is simple. You don't believe in yourself. And if you do not believe in yourself, how can you expect anyone to believe in you? People will believe in you. You will find supporters. You will find a team of people who will stand by you in whatever it is that you're doing. However, you've got to be that person first who will attract those people. And how can you expect to reap something you've never sown? And you might be saying, well, I don't have the money to invest. I don't have the money to get what I need to get to become the person I need to be. Look, maybe a year ago I would have told you that, well, it's okay. Just try to do what you can. But now I'm going to tell you something different. I'm going to tell you that if you don't have the money, get the money. And don't say, I can't. Ask, how can I? Because if you say, I can't, it's like case closed. You don't need to start your creative engines and come up with ways to get the resources you need to be the person you want to be. And when you ask a question, that is when you will get answers. You won't get answers if you say, okay, I can't case closed, I'm not going to try. Number 8, professionals look, walk, talk, and act with certainty and confidence. I actually learned this from Napoleon Hill's The Law of Success book. And this thing here is called mental telepathy. People can pick up on your thoughts and actually feel them. They can feel your confidence or a lack of it. Personally, I think I've come to a point where I could literally just look at you right now if I could see you, and look at the expression of your face, the way you hold your body, the way you walk, how you talk, and determine what emotions are dominating your life. Because if you're just sick and tired of living the way you're living, I mean, and if you're just beat up by the reality of living a life that's not the way you want it to be, and if you're not doing anything about it, then you're probably not smiling. And if you are, it's very rare. You're probably walking with no energy. You're probably your head is probably down. You're probably constantly beating yourself up inside, and that's not the way to live. There is a better way. There is a way of living that is who you really want to be. And you can become that person literally right now. You can stand up right now and make a decision that it's time to change. Make a decision that enough is enough. And people are attracted to confidence. People are attracted to those who know where they're going. Because even if they are not there yet, by the confidence that they're projecting, by the aura they have around them, you just know that they're gonna get there no matter what. Number 9, professionals jump straight into difficult assignments and persist until the objective is achieved. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. And how can you expect to become great if you're not challenging yourself? Like, the best example I can come up with is the gym. You don't build big muscles by playing around with light ass weights. You don't. You do the heavy lifting. You do what's hard. You do what's difficult. You do what's challenging. And that is how you grow. Because great victories are never easily won. If you want to have a lot, you will have to pay the price. And the more you want, the bigger your dreams, the bigger the price. But the greater the struggle, the greater the glory of victory. Number 10, professionals complete projects as soon as possible. You've got to act out of urgency because there is no time to waste. There is no time to procrastinate. There is no time to mess around. The best advice I can give you is to just make your goals so big, so exciting, so enormous that you've got no choice, no other choice but to work your ass off and start doing it right now. Number 11, professionals remain focused and optimistic. It's all about the mindset. It's all about your mind. The battle is in your mind. If you can whip it in your mind, you can whip it in the world. If you can win inside, you will win outside. Refuse to let the outside world control what you think, what you believe, and how you feel. Refuse to let circumstances dictate your life. Become a creator of circumstance. Become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Number 12, enthusiasm. And enthusiasm is really magical. It will draw people to you. If you look at guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tony Robbins, Bruce Lee, Michael Jordan, those guys have that magical something around them that makes people want to be around them, that draws people to them. And that is enthusiasm. Because when you come in contact with a person of enthusiasm, you're automatically getting recharged. Automatically, you feel better just by being around them. And here's the best part. When your actions are fueled with enthusiasm, you can work longer, you can work harder, and you can do it with far less fatigue. I actually read about it, and again, in Napoleon Hill's Law of Success, where he tells the story of how one day he got so fired up about his work, he got so excited, he got so enthusiastic that he was just writing and writing and writing. And he thought that maybe he'd been writing for an hour, but it turned out that he'd been actually writing for the entire night. And eventually he ended up working for a whole 2 nights and a whole day with very little rest and with very little food, because his work, his efforts were fueled with enthusiasm. And finally, you've got to love what you do. You've got to do something that you're passionate about. And here's why it's important. A few months ago, and I believe it was late September, I had the opportunity to meet a 4-time world bodybuilding champion, and we got to have a short conversation, and he didn't tell me the secret. He didn't tell me how much protein to eat, how much carbs, and all that bullshit that everybody seems to be focused on. And what he told me instead, to love it the way I love it right now. Because if I love it, I'm gonna make it. And he said that he loves it right now just as much as when he got started. And you can see it because this guy is always smiling. He always looks happy. When he's on stage, you can see it, and you can feel it that he is just having fun up there. And not many guys are like that. Most guys seem just tired, and they don't look like they enjoy what they're doing. But he does, and So far, he's won 4 in a row, and I guess it works. I guess this philosophy works because when you love what you do, nobody has to stand over your head and and to tell you what to do. You just want to do it, don't you? Okay, so number 13 is quality, high quality. Always, always do the best you can with the resources you've got available. Start whatever you've got to start with, and better tools will be available as you go along the way. But always do the best with what you've got, because if you can handle a small hammer properly, then you will be able to handle a bigger hammer properly because you have done your practice before. And do more work and better work than what you're paid for. Because if you do more than what you're paid for, eventually, for the law of increasing returns, you will be paid for more than you do. And here's why. Again, a story from The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. When Napoleon Hill met Mr. Andrew Carnegie and decided that he was going to assemble a philosophy of success, nobody was paying him to do it. Nobody was sending him a paycheck every month. He was doing it for years and years without getting paid. But eventually, the rewards started to come. And they started coming so fast that it was impossible to stop them. Number 14, professionals know how to turn nerves and adrenaline. That's again, I have this thing where I seem to be thinking faster than I can talk, so I'll repeat. Professionals know how to turn nerves into adrenaline that fuels you rather than stop you. Look, fear and excitement are actually very similar. They feel kind of the same because they're both imaginary. Actually, fear stands for false evidence appearing real. They're both false, and here's why. Because when you're afraid, when you feel fear, you look into the future and you see something not working. But when you're excited, you do the same. But this time, you actually see it working. You see it ending up the way you want it to end up. Number 15, professionals say what they mean and they do what they say. Here's the thing, just be you. Don't try to be anybody else. Sure, you can model people, you can take what's useful, but always add your own uniqueness to it, because you'll never be the best somebody else, but you can always be the best you. So don't be afraid of expressing what's on your mind. Some people will hate you for it, but others will love you. They will obsess about you, and they will become your raving fans. Number 16, and that's the last one. Professionals have a crystal clear vision of where they are going. If you don't know exactly where you're going, how the heck do you ever expect to get there? You probably don't. And isn't it amazing that because you were not clear up until this point, that you were hesitating, that you were not yet getting the results you want? And here's a cool question. Would you want to marry somebody who is half serious? Somebody who is maybe, oh yeah, maybe I'm gonna do it. Oh, maybe I'm not gonna do it. Either you do it or you don't. So make your decision. And clarity is power. You've got to know what you want. And most importantly, you've got to know why you want it. Because your why will drive you, it will set you apart from your competition, and it will give you a reason to get back up after failures. Actually, your why, this is the most important thing. Because you can know what you want, but if you don't know why you want it, you can get it and still not get what you actually wanted in the first place. Because maybe let's assume that you want to make a certain amount of money. It's not the money that you really want. What you really want is what that money is going to do for you. What it's going to get you. So you've got to drill, and dig deeper and deeper into why you want something. Ask yourself, why do you want what you want? What's that going to get you that you don't have now? And when you have the answer, ask yourself, okay, so what's that going to get me that I don't have now? And there will come a point where your mind becomes silent and an answer comes from within. And that is when you know that you have found the core desire, the real thing that you're going after. Okay, so now that we have that done, there's the second thing I promised you. The first step you absolutely must take so you can become a pro is to make a decision that from now on you're a pro. Make a decision that from now on you're going to think, act, and handle yourself the same way you would if you were already a pro. Because, like I said at the beginning, you don't become a pro and then start acting like one. You act like a pro, and that is how, in the process of acting, you become. So now you know how to act, you know the qualities that you should live by if you want to become a pro in what you're doing. And hopefully you've taken some notes. If you haven't, there will be a replay of this Hangout, so you can access it if you want. And so basically, act like the person you want to be. Act like the person you want to be right now. Okay, so that's it for tonight. hopefully you enjoyed this hangout. Hopefully you've got some value from it. And what I want you to do next is to first let me know what you think in the comments below. And the second thing is to lock arms with our vision, lock arms with our community, and here is why. Because we have a purpose here. And our purpose here is to help you succeed, to help you be the person that you wanted to be. Because we believe in dreams. We believe that every person deserves the freedom to live their life on their terms. And if you've got a dream, if you've got a vision, if you've got something that you want to accomplish, something that you want to create, we will believe in your vision. We will believe in your dreams. And we will support you as you're stepping into that dream and that vision. Because we are a movement for freedom. So if you're not in yet, just get in and click the button below this video and watch the presentation that is on the next page. And just follow the instructions that you will be given. And if for some reason you get in and decide that maybe you want to do something different, hey, you'll get your money back. It's no problem. We have I think a 14-day money back guarantee. So literally there is no risk to you. The only risk is not making a decision. Because if you don't make a decision to change, nothing will change. Because back in September 2013, if I had not made a decision to do something that scared me a little bit, to do something that was a little off the wall, maybe right now, instead of training in the gym of a 6-time world champion, I'd be sitting in some classroom studying to become somebody that I did not want to be, watching my dreams die. But because I made a decision to follow my dreams, to do what's uncomfortable temporarily, my life changed. And as I'm walking towards my dreams, as I'm walking towards my vision, I want to see your dreams realized. I want to see you step into your vision, step into your power, because you, my friend, are great and you deserve to live your dreams. So if you're not in yet, just get in, click the button below, and if you're in, congratulations, get all in. Get all in and meet us at the next event, because that is where the magic happens. So I appreciate you. I love you. Thanks for showing up tonight. I will see you in the same place at the same time next week. My name is Łukasz Łokieć. Have a great day. It's your time. It's your time. Make it happen. Bye-bye.